Now I'm going to discuss about Numpy searching array. Here we're gonna search the elements of that particular array. For example, here we have successfully created a B array and I want to search the elements of it. Therefore, I have something called as where method. Like here, I'm gonna create a variable to which I'm going to assign the np dot where method, and I'm going to pass the element. And I'm going to pass the element with respect to that particular number. Like I want to say 3 if the 3 is present in this particular array or not. I just use x equal to np dot where, and I am to mention the element that I want to search, and I have to print this particular number, and it is gonna give us the index of that number. Because the 3 is present at 2 position, it's gonna print the array of 2, and this is how we gonna go with it. And we can able to give the condition. For example, if I say b percent of 2 is equal to 0, those elements whose indices are divisible by 2, means those elements whose position is a even number, we have to print those all the positions. Like here we have 1 comma 3. Why? Because 1 is at a 0 position and 3 is at 2 position, who that these indices are actually divisible by 2. We have array of 1 comma 3. If we have 1 and I just run this particular thing, it's gonna print 0 comma 2. Why? Because this particular 2 is actually at the position. As you can have a look at here, this 0th position and the 2th position is actually divisible by 2, therefore we have the indices of those. And this is how we're gonna go with the where method. And we have something called SearchSorted. This is particular method through which we can able to find where we have to insert our particular element. For example, if you have something called 6 7 8 9, and I just search where can I insert 7 in this particular array. In such case, it is gonna give us the index where we can able to insert the element. For example, I just remove this where method, and I'm going to use search, and I'm going to use the sorted. I'm going to use search sorted, and here I'm going to remove this element, and I'm going to add number. Like I'm going to add b comma 3, and I just search this particular element where it can be shifted. As you can have a look at here, this is at a 0th position, this is at a 1st position, and this is at a 2nd position. It has mentioned 2nd because after 2 we have 3. It has shown us the index like index number as 2, means we can able to put that particular number in the 2nd index so that the whole of the array will be in sorted manner. And this is how we're gonna go with search sorted. And we can able to mention the side, means from which side we can able to go with it. For example, if I say side equal to right and just run this particular program, as you can have a look at here, it's gonna give us the 3 from the right side. It must be shifted into the 3rd position. And after this we're gonna check the whole array. For example, here I just gonna remove this 3, and I'm going to search for 3 comma 5 comma 6, and I just rerun this particular program. As you can have a look at here, it's gonna give us the whole thing. Like the 3 can be shifted at 2 position, like this is 0th position and this is 1st position, and this particular 3 can be shifted into the 2nd position, and this 5 can be shifted into the 4th position. Means this is 3 and this is 4th. After that we have the 4th, because the index the addresses are over, therefore it's gonna give us the 4 comma 4, because the actual length is 3 and we are putting the 3 element extra, therefore it's giving us the 4 comma 4. And this is how we gonna go with the searching of the elements in an array. Well, now I'm going to discuss about a Numpy array splitting. What do you mean by splitting? Splitting is nothing but creating a new sub arrays using the parental array. Here we have successfully created a parental array b equal to 1 2 3 4, and we're gonna split that b array into 2 sub arrays using something called as array split method. Here we gonna create a new array to which we gonna initialize np dot split, and we gonna initialize that B, and we have to mention how many times we want to split. I want it to be splitted for the 2 times, therefore I am going to mention the 2, and I am going to access here, and I just run this particular program. As you can have a look at here, well, I just have to run this, and I just have to rerun this. As you can have a look at here, we have successfully created the 2 arrays using a single array 1 2 3 4. The 2 new sub arrays are 1 2 and 3 4. This is how we're gonna go with splitting of the arrays. If we mention here 3, it's gonna create 3 new sub arrays. If we mention 4, it's gonna create 4 more sub arrays. If we mention 5, now the thing is that here we have the 4 elements, and we are gonna access the 5 new subarrays. In such case, what it is gonna go with, it's gonna create 4 arrays using these element, and the 5th one is left blank. And this is how we're gonna go with array split method. And now here we have a 2D array. As you can have a look at here we have the 2D array. In this case, if I mention the same thing, like I just rerun this particular program, as you can have a look at here, it's gonna split that particular whole 2D array as a 1 2 3 4 and 5 6 7 8 into 2 new arrays, because we have mentioned 2 here. And what if I want it to be splitted horizontally? In such case, I have to mention the axis. When I mention the axis, it is gonna give us a new array that is splitted horizontally. Like here, we have 1 2 5 6 and 3 4 7 8. I just simplify that. I just use a paint here. As you can have a look at here, we have the element, like we have the wait a second, we have the 1 2 3 4 and 5 6 7 8. As I already mentioned, if you want the element to be splitted vertically, I just use this pencil. I just explain that. Here we have 1 2 3 4, this is a new array, and we have 5 6 7 8, this is a new array. Here, whenever we don't use any axis, this is the condition. If we use the axis, this is the condition. Here we have the 1 2 5 6, and this is 3 4 7 8. This is how we gonna go with axis and without axis splitting of a 2-dimensional array. And we can able to do this particular thing without using this all the method. We just have to use vsplit, and we just have to remove this. As I have already mentioned, whenever we use vertical split, it's gonna create the 2 arrays using the rows. As I already explained, whenever we divide this particular array vertically, it's gonna create a new array 1 2 3 4 and 5 6 7 8. This is how we're gonna go with it. And well, if I use this horizontally, I just split here. We're gonna go with 1 2 5 6 and 3 4 7 8. And I just come here, I just use a horizontal split, and I just rerun this particular program. As you can have a look at here, we have 1 2 5 6 and 3 4 7 8. We discuss about sorting of a Numpy arrays. It is as simple as a list. The same thing what we are using the dot sort method, the same thing we're gonna discuss here. Like here we have the b equal to 1 2 3 4. I am going to use b dot sort because this array is already sorted. I am going to remove this element, and I am going to add it at the back end. Like I just paste it here, and I just run this particular thing here. I just run this particular thing. I am going to use b here. When I just run this particular array, as you can have a look at here, we got a new array 1 2 3 4 that is sorted from this particular array 3 4 1 2, and this is how we're gonna go with it. And I just explained how it's gonna be. Like here, I just use 2-dimensional array 1 2 3 4, and here we have 5 6 7 8, and here we have successfully created a 2-dimensional array. And now we're gonna sort it. For example, here I am going to remove this, and I am going to add at end, Control V, and I am going to remove this 6 and 7, and I am going to add it at the end. As you can have a look at here, we have some kind of a 2D array that is unsorted one. I just run this particular program, and I am going to run this b.sort, and I am going to run this. As you can have a look at here, it is sorted, but as you can have a look at here, the first elements are sorted. After that, the next elements are sorted, but it's not gonna change the rows. It's not gonna change. Like here we have the elements that are kind of greater than these elements. it's not gonna sort these both of the sub rows or sub array. Rather than it's going to sort the only the elements, and this is how we're gonna go with the sort method. Now I am going to discuss about the filter method. Here we have successfully gone with the sorting method. I just create a normal simple array. Here we have the simple array, and I just delete this particular thing. Here I want to delete this cell. Well, we have some B array that is with the 1 2 3 4 element, and I want to access only 1 and 3. In such case, what you have to do, you have to mention a array like A, and you have to initialize some of the elements to it, like here I'm going to use true. Here I am going to use a true. After that I am going to use a true, and after that I am going to use a false. False. After that I am going to use a true. And when I say like here, if I say a new array C equal to B of A, and I want to print the C, here the only those elements are printed. As you can have a look at here, only those elements are printed whose values are true in the A position. For example, here at the 0th index we have true, and for the first index we have the true, and for the second index we have the false. Therefore the element at the second position is removed, and this is how we gonna go with the filter method. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.